moving on to item 2, we are in a position now to receive declarations by members to elect the chair and vice chair, and really want to just follow due process in doing so. The need for a chair and vice chair is in accordance with the agreement, whereby the chairmanship and vice chairmanship is due to be rotated on an annual basis. There is a need to appoint a member, as you may be aware, to ensure that there's a rotation and there's a fresh individual in place. And really, the membership really involves essentially 2 key meetings, board meetings a year, and periodic updates in terms of the progress of PIP. So therefore, any interested members, please indicate their preference now, please.
Deadly silence.
Is that your hand up to speak or just your...
No, straight biscuit.
Yes,
Odd person, who did so that? Acne and isn't. I reckon we should nominate him. Okay, okay, that. The problem here, if you're asking me specifically, Mark, is that, if I can be blunt, which at some point in the meeting is going to be mentioned, is that I still haven't got a confirmation from my powers to be as whether we are going to maintain membership of PIP. And because of that, if you'd asked me before the meeting, you'd have got that answer. And that's the honesty of it. I mean, I'd rather be honest with you rather than beat around the bush. I've got no problem with being chair, but it's the point is nominating myself, knowing that I ain't going to be at the next meeting. And you know that we haven't paid our subs. I would assume. Is that the case? You're aware of that. You know that our officers have been talking to you about it. So that's really for the benefit of all the other committee members. So rather than beating around the bush, because I'd welcome me to take the men off, but it's a bit unreasonable to be unfair and say that and take it knowing that it may not be progressed.
And I think we find ourselves in a very difficult situation. I haven't been notified, for example, about Croydon's intention to withdraw. Officer Barry's just stated his position on Cllr, and I think we are depleted number, and I certainly have not heard anybody have any encouraging words about putting themselves forward as chair or vice chair. I did speak to both Hackney and Vincent prior to this. Neither indicated they wish to take up this role.
Chair? Continue.
Please do.
I'm alarmed, frankly, and so I'm essentially in substitute status with the portfolio for environment being one that actually oversees this. I'm planning a region. It's not quite appropriate. I've been a member of this for 34, nearly 5 years, I think, and find a hearty little organisation which has brought economies of scale, financial benefits to my borough, and I understood to others. Principally based on nice prosaic cash savings early on, and now moving to qualitative improvements through blue badge and so on, and the IT procurement, the key thing coming up, the blue badge procurement, and the mystery shopper exercises, which are bringing through new kinds of projects, which I think are quite innovative in many cases, well received, award-winning in the blue badge case, I'm a bit alarmed that people are sort of faltering when, but of course, if your borough isn't actually seeing cash benefits, which is something I don't know about, I'm assuming that we make them mutual, which is the whole point, I'm alarmed to hear that people are not so excited about the project, because it seems to me it's got a good core, it's got a nice light touch management now, or oversight if you like, because the key work is done by officers reporting through on a twice-yearly basis. That seems to me to be quite undemanding, and like I say, it's quite a simple project in that it's bringing practical benefits of quite a sort of direct nature for us. So there we go. I'm alarmed and disconcerted that not only the quality pull out, but we cease to get the benefits that we've begun to really consolidate. And
I've no substantive comment to make other than that our borough is, as you probably know, working very closely with Hammersmith and Fulham on sharing a range of senior posts and indeed departmental organisations. So I don't think now is the time for me to step forward to chair this organisation, about which there are clearly split opinions. I think probably what we ought to do, if we can't agree a strategic chairman for a year, is to alternate the chairmanship between meetings.
Thank you for that. And who would like to go first on that note?
Well, I would support that meeting by meeting chairmanship role, and
I'll do this one then.
I think.
This is what we will ask.
Yes, I think then I would second that and support that proposal.
Chair, it's an unusual situation to actually sit at a meeting and to discuss. I mean, normally, this in my experience, is always something that chair or vice chairs normally agree before you attend. So I'm assuming that nobody's actually come forward. I take it you've asked the question. I know I've been away, so you haven't been able to contact me. So I was abroad, so it's. I'm taking that this conversation's already been had, and there's no resolutions to the answers.
Yeah, what we've had, what we're trying to do though is just really just follow the process and convene this session and to reach a resolution really.
So to ask the next question, as soon as you've got two legal advisors in, which I assume are both aware of what our rules and regulations are. How do you stand if you ain't got a vice chair and chair? How do we stand? Because you say that it's within the rules and regulations, constitution, whatever we're going to call it. So how do we stand if there is no nominee of either?
I think in that situation, one would need to continue with an acting chairman, probably probably my colleague, Mr. Edwards, who is the I'm trying to remember what its exact title is, Programme Officer. So that is, I think, probably the situation which should pertain. However, I would have thought that it is normal practice in a meeting of politicians in local government for those present with voting rights to agree amongst themselves that somebody will chair the meeting, if only on that occasion. So I would have thought it would be very regrettable if between you you're not in a position to agree that one of you will chair this meeting.
I appreciate it just seems a bit odd, that, and that's why I was very honest about it. And if anybody had asked me prior to this meeting, I've had the conversation on quite a few occasions now. And the difficulty I've got is that as a borough, because we're questioning, and I mean, this isn't, unless you brought me to deal with it, I'm quite happy to tell you, but it's not a subject, this isn't the time to discuss the subject matter, I don't think. So if you're just looking for a chair for this meeting, I'll happily volunteer myself, and then we'll have some fun, and we'll do that. But what I'm more concerned is the fact that situation now. I'm happy to do that, to assist if that helps.
I second that proposal.
I think we've already seconded it. That's fine. I would just like to reiterate, I guess, my disappointment that there wasn't some legwork done before the meeting to approach the boroughs, to have that conversation before the meeting, rather than to sit here and all look at each other to say actually who is going to take it forward. Because potentially, if we'd had the opportunity before we sit down at 2:30 on the day we have to make the decision, then we can, we may have been able to find a way through, or somebody willing to take on these either of these roles. I think also with regards to Croydon, the first notification coming round on the item 8 in the report summary, which is including the pro rata from Croydon from your attention to withdraw. That also would be helpful beforehand to have that conversation.
Noted.
I mean, it seems obvious that the absence of a chair has kind of, the absence of a focal point and the chance to actually concentrate such conversations is clear. And giving the temporary chair is going to be a huge advantage. Just to comment also that if it's only a meeting by meeting chairship, it's half of what was proposed in the first place, twice yearly. So that's not a huge change anyway. So I appreciate my colleagues staying forward and get controlling at least in that school and to make that conversations afterwards, depending on how the business and meeting goes.
Can I just ask who we need the vice chair, in which case if we do, then I would nominate Nigel.
One only needs a vice chair in the event that there's no chairman.
Ah, okay.
Just to clarify, I've got the substitute status. I felt reluctant to offer my services as a substitute. My colleague, Councillor Campbell, will be assistant in future.
Just before we vote, can I just get the ground rules straight? Do I get a car? Do I get a chauffeur? No benefits?
Afraid not, no.
No, sorry.
Same old, you're a councillor, what do you expect?
Well, how do you want to play this, gentlemen?
Firstly, I just want to ask if there's any more comments from anyone. Could I have a vote, a show of hands, please, on the intention to appoint Mr. Talent? Unanimous. Thank you. Thank you very much. Noted.
I do not say at the moment.
And are we going to do the same with the vice chair?
No, we
Don't
don't
need to.
have to. We don't need one.
And do we need to, as a rolling programme, do you want to nominate for the next meeting? Just as a question.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah?
Show of hands.
Well, in the meantime, as my first sort of request is that I would prefer to see, rather than a rolling programme, I don't like the idea of a rolling programme, so if we are going to continue as members, I'm quite happy to involve myself for a year as chairman. I prefer not to because I don't think I'm likely to be here, so if that is the case, then it's to keep that continuity all the way through. I don't think we should have a rolling programme personally. I think it's better to have an individual chairman for that period. But that I can have that conversation with you gentlemen afterwards. Is that okay?
That's fine, thank you.
And on the basis of that, I'll take it now I'm the chairman, so I'm going to be taking the rest of the meeting, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Indeed, correct. You are correct.
If we go on to item 3, declaration of interest.